Yeah, Shrev, you gotta get rid of that runner, my man. But it's coming back down. So, but yeah, guys. So, anyway, so the two things I'm watching today is going to be Tesla. Tesla's a little bit further away. It's $12 away right now from 220. So, I am probably going to just sit back and wait. Obviously, this could get really weak off the open and come back down, but the idea here is to play the low of day from 2 days ago at 222 and 28 cents. So a break of 222, and then look for a break of 220. After the break of 220, that's where I scale out of my position a little bit. And then the low from March 11th is going to be 217. So after that 220 break, if we can get it, a break of 217 will be my final target. Even though a break of 217 could easily send us down 215, 210, I may hold a rudder or two for that, but I want to be out of the majority of my position because I've already caught a $5 move and we could easily get bought up again. So that's going to be my main idea here. Latvia did bring up Meta, and after a second look at this, I mean, it's not an A plus setup, but a 575 scalp here could easily work. Yesterday's low of the day was 574.77, and the low the day before was 574.66. So a break of 575 could take out those lows, and we could be off to the races here. So I'm gonna have Meta obviously is a little bit more expensive stock. So I'm gonna have probably the 570s, probably the 570 puts loaded up. Those are only $3 that closed yesterday, so they're going to be probably about 4 here at the open, so maybe closer to 5 when we start buying them. So I have the 570 puts loaded up on Meta. If you need to go further out of the money, the 560s look good as well. Those have nice open interest, and even the 550s if you need to as well. Next is just like that Tesla idea through 220. Probably going to be trading the 220 puts, maybe 215s, maybe 210s. But Tesla's much further away than Meta is. Tesla's a $200 stock and it's $12 away. Meta's a $580 stock and it's $5 away. Yeah, so same week expiration. Colamp. It's always same week with me, unless I say otherwise. Yes, 1 day to expiration. So Thursday and Fridays, what does that mean? Especially for trading same week options. They're going to be a little bit more volatile, right? So typically after Wednesday, I start sizing down on my size because I know that I can make a much bigger percentage gain or loss, right? I think Tesla looks more A plus, but this just has lower chances of happening this morning. It definitely could. I mean, I think there's 100% a chance, but it's not guaranteed that we're going to make a $12 move down to 220, and then have enough momentum to go through. So we'll see. I don't know. I like the weakness on the market, so if we can continue to slide, we're going to be good. But yeah, I don't know. Meta's just closer. And I'm not saying Meta's a bad setup. I mean, to me, it's not like a big time frame setup, but it's also just a really solid, just support break kind of scalp setup. So I mean, it's not something that I'm like gonna trade with like one contract just to try to like pick up some lunch money. Well, so I mean, just looking on like a daily chart here, I got 4 minutes, so I have some time. Looking on a daily chart, we have like these two candles here that have made lows at 575. Okay, so just kind of take a look at this chart, and now take a look at Tesla. Tesla has more structure here on the daily, right? It's come down really hard, bounced off this 220 level, and kind of created, just kind of more of a range, more of a base here with multiple days inside of it, right? Meta only has kind of 2 days sitting right at 575. Tesla has, 5 or 6 days sitting between, 220 and 250, bounced off 220, rejected 250 once, rejected it twice, came back down to 220, kind of bounced up yesterday, and we're rolling back over today. Does that make sense, Chris? Why Tesla is just more of an A+ setup? Awesome, cool. Yeah, so that's really it, right? There's just more structure there for this trade. But then again, right? Meta could slip $20 right here, and we can make more on Meta than we would on Tesla. It's just it's just the same thing over and over. It's like big time frame setups, more structure, more days involved, the better the setup. But yeah, so okay, guys, just we got about 3 minutes here, just we're on the same page. I have the 570 puts loaded up for Meta. I'm not going to chase this off the open, but I want to try to get in on some weakness around 575 and just look for a break 574. And probably going to target 571, 570 on this. So could still be a pretty good trade. Let's try to keep an eye on Tesla as well, because I don't want to miss Tesla. I'd rather miss Meta than miss Tesla. So then again, we still have $10-12 until 220, so we do have a little bit of room. So we might get lucky and get both. As usual on Thursdays, though, I have to leave early, so I'll leave around 10:10, 10:15 Eastern time. I'm going to be looking at the 220 puts on Tesla, most likely. Maybe the 215s, maybe the maybe the 210s. It all kind of depends on how much you are willing to pay. But the 220 puts have a lot of open interest. So to me, that's good. But yeah, all right, guys, we got about a minute and 50 seconds here. There we go. Can you hear me now? Sorry about that. So yeah, What I was just saying is I like the weakness here on Meta, but I'm not going to be surprised to see things bounce here off the open, right? Market's down a lot pre-market. So we could see a bounce in the first, 10, 15 minutes. But if the weakness continues, great. I know where I want to trade this, right? I want to trade it at 575. Keep it simple. Tesla's bouncing here. Overall market futures seem a bit weak. Not really seeing anything here. We got it. Yeah, Apple's dumping. If that gets 210 is where I want to trade Apple. So I don't know. Meta is starting to bounce through, trying to get up to its high of the day. Tesla's still kind of pushing here. Just gonna let them do their thing. If we overall bounce here, guys, there's just no trade, right? It's very simple. I'm not gonna chase something. I'm not gonna try to find a trade out of nowhere. If I don't get these setups, I don't take a trade. So unfortunately, I don't make money, but I also don't lose money. I don't really want to see Meta go above 590. That to me is a bit too far. But then again, look what it did yesterday. Meta's kind of been a beast on its own. This came down to 580, went all the way back up to 588, touched 575, and then hit a high of 592. So I'm not going to totally count it out, but that looks like a little bit of strength there. Market is bouncing. Like I said, this is a good rule of thumb for everyone to just know and always think about pre-market. When the market's down a lot, pre-market especially, a lot of new traders want to chase it really early, right off the open, right? So imagine if I would have just bought in on that first red candle on Meta. I'd be about $7 underwater in 3 minutes. And especially on a Thursday, I mean, that's a 50% loss easily. So whenever something's down a lot pre-market, you need to expect there to be some sort of bounce, right? There's going to be some buyers trying to come in and dip buy it. There's going to be people that may have been short overnight covering and trying to bounce it. Or taking profits on their shorts. So there's a higher chance that you're going to see some sort of relief bounce. If the market's way up in the morning, right, a new trader may want to be like, I'm going to buy calls right off the open. And a lot of the times you're going to see a dip first. That's why you guys that at least that have been around me a long time, that's always what I look for. I look for that move in the opposite direction. And then I want to see the stock come back up to where it opened. That's where the opening range break is. That's where I get my entries. That's where I get my trades, right? Because it's much safer to do that. And sometimes I can take advantage of that opposite move, right? So if Tesla or Meta, for example, here was a really, really A+ setup to the downside, maybe there's some negative news, whatever. This opens up and doesn't move like this. Well, I may start a small part of my position up here on a bounce, right? I may be buying puts up here on this bounce, just kind of anticipating a rollover. If it doesn't roll over, well, I'm in a really small part of my position, then I can just sell that off for a small loss. But if this does roll over in my favor, I can start adding to that. And now I have some really nice fills up at the top that I can add into, and I can just make that trade bigger and better. So that's honestly, guys, like 90% of the way that I trade is just this opening range break action, because the entries and the exits and the stop losses are always very, very clear. Looks like everything's bouncing though. I mean, we had a super weak pre-market, but we'll see if this can fail here pretty soon. I hope we can get some selling pressure before I have to leave. Are there any questions on that for any new people in here? There's 83 of y'all in Discord, so feel free to ask whatever. Yeah, Tesla did reject. I like that. We're still $14 away. Maybe it'll be a trade for tomorrow. I would like to see one more big new low in the market, and then that's where it's time for me to load up. You know, so you mean like buying equity is kind of like a longer term investment, Simon? Is that what you're asking? Not so much a day trade, right? You're talking more like an investment kind of stuff. Yeah, it could happen, Chris. Who knows? Tesla rolling over, Meta starting to roll over. I wouldn't be opposed to maybe trying low a day on Meta. I'm going to be entering at 222 on Tesla, not anywhere before that. Tesla trying to come back to the low of the day. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it depends on what which way you want the stock to go, right? If you want to go up or down. I'm guessing you're talking about me trying to like buy a longer term position on some of these things. And the whole idea there is, Tesla's down over 50% from its highs. Um, you know, if you go on a huge time frame and you look over the last 10 years, which way does the market go? It goes up. So anytime you get a really big pullback like this really quickly, it could be really beneficial to just kind of come in and buy, shares or really long dated options to try to just, and that then you can just kind of wait it out, and you're kind of just betting on a market recovery over the next, 12 months or longer. To me, this is just a good opportunity on a lot of these names to just buy and hold for the next 4 years, right? 4 years plus. Tesla coming in for the low of the day here. So Tesla looks like one of the weaker names. Futures haven't really rolled over at all, and we're seeing Tesla start selling off here. Nvidia's popping a little bit. Some guy in Fox just went on and said buy Tesla stock. Yeah, but I can trade things to the downside or the upside, Simon. I either buy a call or I buy a put. So I can make money if it goes up or down, depending on which way I want it to go. Look at Tesla here, though, guys. Could bounce here. I don't know. Kind of just low volume chop right now, which is kind of unfortunate. Amazon bounced. Apple, one of the weaker names. Meta, obviously up near 590. Nvidia, really strong, really strong. But futures have as well. So just taking it slow. I really would like to see a new low on all this stuff, but that's also because I'm a little biased. You can see Tesla is just not nearly as strong as some of these other names, but we did just bounce from almost low day to high of the day. It's gonna be disappointing not to catch one of these trades here, but Meta above 590, that's probably done for the day. So that trade idea is probably void for now. I don't trade SPX. To me, SPX is super volatile, and you can make a lot. You can also lose a lot very quickly. Obviously, if you have risk management on SPX and you go in with a very small size, you could do good with it. It's something I've never traded. I watch SPY and I watch QQQ. So I'm watching the S&P 500 and I'm watching the Nasdaq. So I use futures as more of a tool, not so much a trading instrument for me. Meta quickly back under 590. We'll see if that lasts. Tesla obviously rejected really hard. The market has not rolled over at all. So Tesla to me is still showing extra weakness. So we may not get the Meta trade, but we may get the Tesla trade, but it needs to start going quickly. Tesla coming in for the low of the day. If the market does reverse here and come back down, that's where I want to see how Tesla reacts, especially if it breaks this low of the day. I would like to see it really get moving here to the downside. There's a lot of room down to 220 that it could slip up quickly. It looks like SPY and NQ are kind of getting tired up here at its high of the day, right? We had really strong opening candles, and now we just have kind of small, low volume, choppy candles. So to me, that's a first sign of some sort of reversal here. Man, I really wanted Meta though. That would have been a nice trade. Meta did reject. So to me, I'm just looking to see if SPY and NQ can roll back over here. Tesla's had no real strength, right? It pushed a little bit, came back down, pushed a little bit, came back down. So for you guys that aren't really understanding what I'm talking about, look at Tesla's price action this morning and then go look at like Nvidia, go look at Meta, go look at Google, go look at Amazon, right? That's strength moves. This is just like no buying pressure at all. But it's hard for people to short this and for this to fall when the overall market is pushing. This could easily rip right through 235 right here and go to 240. Okay, I'm not saying that's out of the question, but some extra weakness here would be awesome. I mean, look at this. NQ SPY, high a day, Tesla rejecting. Just can't find any strength. I mean, I like seeing that. All I'm waiting for now is for the market to roll over. I may even consider playing low a day on Tesla right here. This looks like it's ready to just die. Market kind of rejecting up at its high of the day. Tesla's starting to slip under 233, right? We got a little bit of an uptrend here. Market getting bought up a little bit. Just want to see SPY and NQ fold over here. And I think Tesla is about to just get smacked. Look at that rejection on VWAP there. Futures still trying to go for a high of the day here again. Tesla also has a little downtrend here, guys, as well. So, I mean, this could break either way. New high coming in on NQ and SPY. Broke that downtrend right there. So Tesla may start ripping here through 235. I No, I'm not in. Meta new high of the day. I still am just not really seeing the strength on Tesla yet. I mean, if it breaks 235, could easily just get going, but uh once again, we're seeing a new high a day on futures, and Tesla has not made a new high in a little while. So to me, that is just extra, extra, extra weakness here. Would really like to see the market start coming back down. If all that could line up, I mean, we could have a really solid trade on our hands here. Look at that. Tesla rejected 235 again. Market, futures barely went anywhere. Starting to fold back over. So, again, we failed to break higher. I want you to really pay attention to futures here and see how it's correlating to Tesla. I wouldn't pay too much attention to the 200 MA on a small time frame. The 200 MA is more so for like a yearly chart, like a 1 year, 1 day. Well, Meta almost hit 595. SPY in Q starting to kind of reject a little bit again. I might trade this low of the day here, guys. Just small size little scalp. I can see enough weakness, but I want to see the market fall. Wow, look at that. Tesla right back to this uptrend here. See if we can break into 233. Just need SPY and Q to come with us here. Look at this extra weakness here on Tesla, guys. 233 just broke. Yeah, Wick Central. Under 232. I mean, this could get just its legs taken out. Just need futures to fall. They just will not fall yet. Everything else is really strong, though. I mean, look at Meta, look at Amazon, look at Nvidia, Google. Come on, SPY and Q. Come on. I think Tesla could drop any minute here. Yeah, we have home sales at 10 a.m. Tesla trying to get back above VWAP here. Let's see if they reject it or not. Look at that. Low of the day is right here, just above 232. Trying to go for another new high on futures here. Tesla once again tried to push there, kind of got rejected on just a little tiny rejection candle on NQ. Does everyone see the weakness that I'm seeing on Tesla compared to the market? I hope you are. It should be pretty obvious. Good. I can just see some red candles come in here on SPY and NQ. I'm probably going to scalp this low of the day. That's what I'm looking at, Debo. 220 puts are really cheap. I may go 230s. I don't know. I may just stick with the 220s. Just catch a little bit of this if I can. I'm not going to enter until I see like a break under 232.50 though. And again, if I do take this, guys, this is a very, very small trade. Futures popping again here. Quick rejection though. I still think futures are getting kind of tired up here at their high of the day, right? We're seeing these candles kind of get smaller, volumes lowering. That's sometimes the first sign of a reversal here. One strong break at 233 to the downside should crack Tesla. Wow, Meta went crazy. Come on, SPY. Give me a nice red candle here. Nice to go. I'm looking at slash NQ and I'm looking at SPY. So I'm watching both. Come on, Tesla. Any minute here. Any minute. This thing may pop. This thing may rip. If it goes through 235, I think it just blasts off. All right, coming up to 235. Let's see if we reject again or not. Kind of sitting right here. New high, SPY, new high NQ. Tesla still can't seem to do it just yet. If we do break 235, though, I think it goes to the upside. As long as we can stay under, I'm still bearish on it. Still trying to reject. Come on, baby. Come back down. NQ rejecting, SPY rejecting a little bit. Just need some extra weakness here. Come on now. Come on now, NQ. No, I haven't gotten in anything yet, guys. I'm not going to get in until right next to the low of the day with market weakness. I have to see futures roll over. We do have data in 5 minutes as well, so that could also kind of slow this up a little bit. Once again, kind of rejected up there at 235, trying to get back under VWAP here. NQ, decent red candle. SPY, decent red candle. Let's see how quickly Tesla comes down. That's going to be the test. Back under VWAP. Want to see them break 233, though. That's really what I want to see, is a nice break at 233. Futures trying to get bought up as well. Still seeing this weakness here on Tesla. I mean, this thing just looks like it's ready to drop. Nice red candle there on NQ. Now Tesla wants to try to hold up on its own here. 5 minute chart looks good. Look how choppy this 1 minute is. No reason to get in early on this stuff, guys. Remember, it's Thursday. Your contracts can lose value very quickly. Futures bounce back up. If this goes above 235, I think it's going to squeeze to the high of the day. What's up, Porter? SPY new high. Still kind of rejecting here. Nice. Look at that rejection. I'm telling you, we just need the market to kind of sell off here a little bit. Even just a 50% retracement back to, 564.5 on SPY. If you guys are looking at SPY, that would send Tesla to the low of the day, I think. But you can kind of see how this is coiled up here. If sellers give up and they start kind of covering their position, that's going to help the buyers push this through 235, and you could get a squeeze to the upside. But I want this to come down. To me, this is a much better downside setup with this condition, how weak it is right now. NQ is getting a little bit weaker. It's taking forever. Almost 30 minutes in. So I got about 20 minutes left here. So something needs to happen quickly. NQ tried to bounce there. We may pop right here. I'm telling you, a breakthrough 235 is probably going to ruin this trade. Once again, rejecting. There's no entry, guys, until 232.50. Like, that's where I'm looking to get in. Okay. And this is really not even the major trade idea that I wanted, but I do think there's a chance for a nice little low of the day scalp here. $234.70, 89. Do they break it? Do they break it? Boom, there it is. That's what I didn't want to see happen. All right, well, there you go. No trade. Unless they reject this like crazy, I think this trade is this kind of trade idea is done. I'm personally not going to get in calls. I want to trade Tesla to the upside around 250. So until we get up there, I'm not going to touch this. NQ just ripped on that news. That could be actually helpful for it to reverse after a few minutes here. Meta 600 break. Yeah, I mean, Meta could break 600 and maybe there's a trade there, but it's already moved $20 to the upside. I don't want to force that. Market's just flying now. Amazon 197. Look at Tesla though, guys. I mean, really, we got the break at 235. We got that little squeeze, but look how little follow through we had right there. I think this comes back down. As long as the market does. I mean, obviously, if the overall market continues higher, Tesla's not really going to have a chance, but again, maybe just dragged up. Little break and retest there of 235. Market's still flying. Tesla not even able to make a new high of the day. I still see weakness here. I want that 220 break though. It's going to be so good if we can get it. That's an A plus setup that I'm wanting to get sometime. Probably going to happen next week though with the way this is moving. All right, I got about 10 minutes left here until I got to go. Tesla may start squeezing. There may be some upside momentum to take advantage of, guys, but to me, it's very risky to chase this stuff. We could easily see a reversal in the market. I mean, look how weak we were pre-market, and now look at us just flying. So be careful. Be careful. Meta broke 600 by 28 cents and then rejected. Nice, Wyatt. That Amazon move is pretty crazy. Same with Meta. Meta said, screw you, Ethan. Nice, Chris. That's good. It was, it's going to go either way. I just, with the way it wasn't strong with everything else early, that's why I kind of had that downside idea. But, just like I was saying, though, if this breaks 235, it's going to rip. And that's what it did. Amazon 197. Shrev, tell me you got out of that runner. More so swing. If he's here. Like I said, though, guys, I'd be careful. I'm not saying that the market's gonna roll back over, but to me, a move this quick to the upside, what goes up will come down. So I know overall we're just down a lot, and you're gonna see these pops, but to me, this isn't a reason to chase. Tesla above 237. Amazon's still going. Yeah, I don't really see anything else. We could IV Crusher, we could. I just don't know. Again, like my trade ideas are to the downside. We didn't see downside action, even though we were super weak pre-market. Just like I talked about, a lot of times you will see a bounce after we're down a lot. So it doesn't mean I want to just try to buy calls off the open, but typically you'll see kind of a relief bounce for 5-10 minutes, then we'll roll back over. Had some good economic news, which is kind of helping prop this up. So yeah, market could continue higher, but I just, no one knows, right? No one knows. That's why you have plans in place and you stick to them. And if you can do that, you'll succeed at this. If you're just going to, blindly react to every move that the market makes, you're going to get caught a lot of the time. So, the market either does exactly what I want it to do and I take a trade, or I don't care what it does, right? I tell people I don't care if it goes up, down in a circle, or it spells my name. I'm not going to take a trade unless it does what I want. All right, guys, I got 5 minutes left here. So if there's any questions or tickers you want me to look at before I got to go, send them in. If not, I'm going to have to get out of here pretty soon. So I got to leave at 10:15 Eastern. So market's starting to roll over a little bit. Tesla's starting to roll over a little bit. NVIDIA 120 call. Yeah, I mean, NVIDIA was one of the stronger ones for sure. It's kind of pulling back a bit, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it go higher. Tesla kind of pulling back in around that 235 level. All right, well, guys, I'm not seeing any other questions. Do you look at checking money flow? I don't know what that is. Rockstar. Yeah. Nice, Prickle. Sweet. All right, guys. Well, if you have other questions throughout the day, I gotta go to freaking class, so I'll have my laptop with me, and I'll just be sitting on Discord and not listening as per usual. So, I hope you guys have a good rest of the day. I do have a coaching lesson tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time, so all of my coaching students, I will see y'all then. Other than that, though, I hope you have a good rest of the day. All right. Bye bye.